Hey, it's Susan Orehowsky coming to you live today to talk about the difference between full spectrum and isolate CBD oils. Now, there's a lot of confusion going on, and the CBD craze has kind of gone a little mad and out of control there for just a little bit. So they're starting to have to rein that in. Pharmaceutical companies are not liking the CBDs, and they are trying to regulate that, I guess is what you would put in there. So anyhow, I wanted to come to you today because I wanted to talk about the difference between the isolate and the CB and the full spectrum, which was a little confusing to us at first as well, especially when I started using this with my husband, who has diastolic heart failure. He was diagnosed last year, March 6th, with pericardial effusion, and that we went into the emergency room with that. We thought he actually had walking pneumonia, which he didn't have, of course. And so they did a, I don't know what the procedure is called, but they stick the needle into the sac and they drain off the fluid. I want to say that's a, I don't know what the name of that is. Anyhow, it's just gone. It's out of my brain. I can't think about it, but you know what I'm talking about. Off of the heart. And he was great for about 3 weeks, and it came right back on. And he felt the same way that he did prior to it. So we went back in and we found out that he actually had pericardial effusion, and there was fluid in the lungs as well. And so it's usually caused by a couple of different things, which of course he had not had any of those issues. And so they just called it idiopathic. And in June, he had to have open heart surgery to have a periendectomy, which is the removal of the pericardial sac. And that has relieved some of the fluid actually coming off of the lungs, but it has not relieved the fluid from the ascites. We also had Hep C in there, which we weren't even aware of. He'd had that for about 7 years, a really mild case, which has been treated and cured at this point. So we're just dealing with the diastolic heart failure. One of the things that comes along with diastolic heart failure, though, is discomfort in the joints, the inflammation, and everything else that comes along with that. And so they were trying to prescribe some medications for that, which of course we didn't want to do because they are very addictive. So we decided to go in a different path altogether and went with the CBD oils. And so I had to do a lot of research because I'm a research kind of girl. Okay, that's what I do. I do essential oils, and I researched those, and I went with a company that I found was the purest one out there that have a certified therapeutic grade oil. I have been with them for, let's see, since 2012, and I just love the company that I'm with. So I promote them, and I will tell you who they are. If you message me down here and say, hey, share your essential oils with me, I'll tell you who they are. And you can probably find them all over my other site, but you know, I try to keep it as basic as possible in here, so I'm not confusing things. So anyhow, I want to get back to my CBD oils, okay? So the isolates are touted as the purest, the most concentrated form of the cannabinoid. So what the isolates are is they actually, and here's the thing, they're trying to say, is the isolate better than the actual full spectrum? Okay, so we've tried both. I will tell you that now. We have tried both the isolate and both the full spectrum. And the best benefits for us have actually been with the full spectrum. So just to tell you what isolate means, it means that the CBD oil, let me get that out, is extracted from the hemp oil, and it's isolated from all the other natural occurring cannabinoids. So it's in its purest form, but it also has nothing else in it. Okay, so it's just isolate. So there's no THC in there. All right, so broad spectrum, which you're going to hear a lot too. That title has been, which means that the THC has been removed. Okay, so isolate, broad spectrum, you're going to hear probably both of those terms out there, and you'll say, what does that mean? That means that there's no THC in there. So a lot of the bottles will come with, it'll say, you know, say the CBD oil, whatever it is, and then it'll have a little sticker down at the bottom that says THC free, or say free altogether. Okay, that's your isolate, that's your broad spectrum. So there's nothing else in there. Full spectrum, though, includes other parts of the plant, including the terpenes and some essential oils in there as well. Okay, so it'll also contain a trace amount, which is the legal, or what's considered legal with the 2008 Farm Bill. Okay, or 2018, sorry, I misquoted that one. 2018 Farm Bill, which is allows 0.3% That's a legal amount that can be in there. So the product has a little bit of THC in it, but it is not going to, it's not going to cause any high effects. Let's put it that way. All right. There's not going to be any of that going on. And it's also, it's not going to show up in any drug tests. Okay. So my husband is DOD. And so we have to be really careful what he puts into his body, because they can periodically drug test him, you know, here and there. They haven't done that since he's been at this job, but since he's been here almost 8 years now. They've never tested him ever, but they could. Okay, that's the possibility that they could. So if you're, you know, military, DOD, or, you know, federal contractor, and you have that possibility of being randomly tested, you know, you need to have a product that you know is not going to show up on the drug test. Okay, so this is the reason why it's only 0.3%. So the full spectrum absolutely has better effects to it. Okay, so, and the reason why that is because it's the entourage effect is what it's called. Now, researchers are seeing that the CBD oil, when it's used with other cannabinoid compounds, that they have their own therapeutic potential that affects the body in natural ways, and is more powerful in helping to relieve some of the symptoms that you're looking for. Okay, so you have to be careful, and you have to read the labels really, really well. This is what I teach in my essential oils as well, is that not all essential oils are created equal. Same thing with CBD oils. Not all CBD oils are created equal. So you can't just go and just buy them. You can't just not do your research and ingest them into your temple here. It's really important that you do your research. Now, the company that I am promoting and working with is on the list. They just actually came out on the Forbes certified list for the top essential oils. Top CBD oils, the top 10 CBD oils. That's the second certification that's come out there. There is no FDA regulation as of yet. Okay, FDA has not stepped in to say, hey, we need to really regulate these. They probably will not do that as well. They may or may not come in to try to do them as a food supplement. But again, they tried to do that with the essential oils, and it just didn't work. Now, the company that I work for with the essential oils is the same thing. There's only a couple of us out there that actually have been FDA approved. You'll remember I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, when there was a big to-do about essential oils and making statements about curing health conditions. So they shut down and had to black out everything on social media for about 2 years. Now, it was just our company and another company that came together, because we're sister companies, and we actually produced all of the studies that we needed to produce for the FDA to say, yes, we do have the scientific information that you were requesting. And so it took I think it was about 3 years in total before they came back and said, okay, you guys actually meet the criteria and can now come back out there and say what you say. Okay, we have to be very careful what we say. We can't say that it totally cures, you know, because you can never say that it totally cures, okay? But you can say that it helps and it aids in this, all right? Same thing with the CBD oils, is that people are coming out there saying, hey, I took this CBD oil and I'm not cured. Okay, or well, you might be. I don't want to say that you're not, but you might be, but you know, you can't just go around saying, hey, it cures this and it cures this and it cures this and it's the cure-all. It's not the cure-all, okay? It has to be used accordingly. It has to be used correctly. It has to be ingested a certain way. It has to be certified. It has to be pure and organic, okay? So I really implore you to really do your research, or you can just come to me and I will help you out with that, all right? So right now there is no regulation. So I've heard people say, well, I just go to the smoke shop and get it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? No, no, no. Do not do that, okay? Do not go to your grocery store and buy essential oils, okay? It's just, you get what you pay for, okay? That's what happens, is you get what you pay for. And then you're putting that into your body, and then you're saying, hey, it doesn't work. This stuff doesn't work. I don't know what people are talking about. Actually, it does work if you're using the right brand and you're using the purest and most organic ones out there. So I really wanted to just give you a quick video on the difference between the isolate and the full spectrum, so that you understand that about CBD oil. And if you have any other questions or any other concerns, hey, I would love to jump on the phone with you and have a quick chat, okay? Just put your information down here, or private message me or go to my website and set up a consultation with me. I'd be happy to help you out in any way that I possibly can. Hey, I hope you're having an absolute on-purpose day today. See ya.